did that shit, and then yeah, it was good. It was a good deal. Like I can't complain, honestly. Like he's got me set up here. This job's chill as fuck.
Yeah, it's real nice.
I lucked out with this. I was doing landscaping before this shit.
Oh really?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was good at first whenever I was young and I was just fucking able to sit there and dig trenches and do all that shit all fucking day, not get tired, do all that shit, and then go work out afterwards for like hours at the end of the day too. Because I've been like practicing like mixed martial arts and shit since I was. I mean, I did boxing whenever I was a little kid, probably started when I was like 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
And then after that, kind of got in a bunch of street fights and stuff, and once that kind of happened, I started to realize like, oh shit, I need to learn some more stuff. Yeah, I need to learn some. Well, not just like I have some talent. Like I know I was like doing good, but also like I realized like eventually whenever I started fighting bigger guys is like you gotta learn like some of the ground game. You gotta learn some of the other stuff. Because the one fight, like the one street fight I did lose is because I didn't know what I was doing on the ground.
Oh really?
Yeah, because he took me down. Yeah, he took me down, and he clipped me a couple good times. I was fucking him up on the ground, on the feet. Like I was outboxing this dude hard. Like we were sitting there, he was throwing punches at me, and I was just dodging, countering.
Was he slow?
He was bigger than me. Yeah, he probably had like 50 pounds on me.
I was like, sluggish.
This was like that was the last fight I lost. I was back in high school. You know, so that was like I was a little kid, or you know, I was like 16 years old.
Yeah,
so,
you were.
I was a little grown man.
Yeah,
I was like a
you were
little
a young
grown
man.
Yeah, I was little. Well, I was young, but I was still like the same size that I am now, just skinnier. Like I was already 6 foot, but like I was probably like 155 pounds. The dude I was fighting was like 200 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
He's like on the rowing team too. The motherfucker was huge, jacked ass motherfucker. I know, and I was just like, fuck you guy, let's go, let's throw it down right now. And so we started just immediately swinging. He actually sucker punched me too. It was terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
We're like, oh, let's start, and then I don't know, we're just like.
Yeah, and then we're in in-school suspension the next day together. We're both all fucked up. Like he's got 2 black eyes. I've got a mean, nasty 1 black guy. He got me good, like on this eye. He actually broke my nose up here back then, and like not like this right here, like not the bridge, but up in here. He actually like that shit was broken a little bit. It had like chipped off pieces and shit. But it wasn't too bad. I just got, the hospital just gave me some codeine. I was just sipping on syrup, man. I was chilling hard as fuck. Yeah, I was like, I was a little crazy crackhead kid. Like, I didn't give a fuck. Like, I didn't like smoke crack, but like, I was like, I didn't give a fuck. I was like a savage. Yeah, I was crazy. Like, my whole story is crazy. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I got a crazy childhood upbringing and shit. Yeah.
It's not like you used to be like a fucking a troublemaker. You used to like just to fuck shit up all the time.
Yeah, I was crazy.
Really?
I think it had to do with just my upbringing. Like all my family was like, it was like 5 families living in like fucking one house type shit. Okay. It was crazy. Like it was like 2 bedroom and like basically 4 families. Like it was like my uncle, my aunt, and her kids, and then it was me and my brother and my mom. My fucking grandparents. Like it was like we were all just fucking
like
crammed. Dude, it was fucked. And everybody was fucked up.
There was no pain, right?
Yeah, no, and everybody was just fucked. Like everybody was like on a different flavor of drug. Like it was crazy. Yeah, it was insane. I got grandpa coming out the bathroom, his motherfucker cracked out his mind. I knew because he would go in there and he'd just be regular, you know, and then he'd come out the bathroom and he's like, yeah, his eyes are like super wide. I'm like, oh fuck, you know. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, literally started tweaking, rolling on the ground and shit. Crazy, like crazy, man. I'm telling you. My mom, she was more like alcoholic type shit. She just was like, I'm gonna fucking get drunk and then do some blow to stay up and continue to get drunk type shit. You know, so it's just like a fucking snowball effect. By the end of the night, she's just crawling on her knees, to the toilet and shit. Stepdad, that motherfucker, my stepdad, he's not alive anymore. That motherfucker overdosed like shit when I was like 18 years old. So long time ago. 18, 19 years old. Pills, of course. Yeah, because he was, he was like, he started off like he only smoked weed. He might have like dabbled a little bit in other shit. And, well, not necessarily like it was a gateway drug. He was a drug dealer. He was a drug dealer, so it was like he had it around him all the time, and so I think for that reason, like, I don't know what the whole thing is with like girls and cocaine. There's a huge thing with like girls and cocaine.
White girls and cocaine.
Dude, just any girls. There's a lot of these girls. Any of the girls out in the club, most of them like. Maybe not most of them, but a lot of them. You would be surprised if you're like, hey, I have some coke. Let's get the fuck out of here. They'll be like, oh shit, this motherfucker's bad news. I'm gonna go with him type shit.
They want some sugar.
Yeah, I've seen it a million fucking times. Like these girls who want to party till fucking 4 or 5 in the morning type shit. I used to live that shit whenever I was a young guy, 21 years old, hitting the bars and shit for the first time. I started seeing like the culture of it and all this stuff, especially here in Dallas.
It's pretty wild.
Here in Dallas, it's fucking wild, bro. Like there's like, I mean, Texas is insane, but like Dallas, like the city and shit, like the club scene, these motherfuckers are all fucking getting geeked out and fucking all this shit. You know?
Yeah, I remember I did a line off with this stranger, bro. Like I was just like, hey, who got coke? And then like, I got coke. I was like, trying to share it? Boy, it was a straight up stranger, bro. I didn't even like hesitate or anything like that. I was like, drunk as fuck. I was like, hey, he's offering some blow up.
When you're young, you don't care.
You don't. There's no sense of like consequences or anything like that. Bro. You know, it's all just pleasure.
Yeah. The first time I did cocaine, bro, I was literally like 14 years old.
God damn.
Yeah, literally, I was like 14 years old, bro.
How was that?
I was fucking hanging out with some really hood ass motherfucking dudes.
Okay.
And because I went to Woodrow Wilson, and right next to Woodrow Wilson, it gets hood as fuck, like right there. Okay. They used to call it like the barrio. So it was like the barrio, yeah, it was like right there. And it was like all these motherfuckers with like long ass ducktails and shit like that. Like first day of school, like this motherfucking dude, I remember his name was Claudio, everybody called him Cloud. But this motherfucker came up to me and I could barely even understand what the fuck he was saying because he was talking so fucking hood that I was just like, okay, and then he just pulls out heroin, and I'm just like, he's like, you want to buy some heroin? I'm like, no, I'm good. I want to buy some heroin. And he's like, you want to try it? And I'm like, no, I don't want to try it. I'm alright. But I was still crazy. Like I wouldn't do a heroin.
Yeah.
But like back then, bro, I didn't give a fuck. Like I was a savage kid. Like I was like doing pills. I was doing blow. I was getting fucking drunk. I was like getting fucked up all the time. Whenever I was like freshman year of high school. This girl was like 14, 15 years old. Like that year, getting into fights, doing all this shit. They would just like get me blow and shit, and we would just slap box. I would slap box dudes who were like twice my size and just beat the fuck out of them. And they were like, holy shit, this kid's crazy. And they just like they were just smoking me out and all this stuff. It was cool. It was fun. But it got crazy. Like eventually, like I had to leave because I was skipping so much school. So like my mom had to pull me out of school and put me in a different fucking school and shit. And then I still was like being crazy. I didn't give a shit. I was still hanging out with like the same exact people, just going on the weekend type shit. Yeah, I was just like or like taking the train. I used to just take the train all over the fucking place and shit, or sneak out in the middle of the fucking night type shit. So I just didn't give a fuck. I was fucking.
You were fucking off the rails.
I was like should have been on Jerry Springer, dog. Like straight up, this shit was crazy. Like CPS should have been called, probably. Like something. It was not good. This shit was all bad.
God damn.
But you know, and there's more. There's like so much more. Like I have like all different parts of my family. They're all fucked. Like every single like my aunt, my uncle, they were fucked. My fucking grandparents. Like the only one who wasn't really fucked was my grandmother. She was like the only one who was like kind of keeping it together.
Okay.
And it wasn't like great because she had cancer. She was like dying, but she's the only one keeping it together. She's dying, so it was like so fucked. So like she's the only one like holding shit together.
Yeah.
And she's just like slowly deteriorating. I'm just like, oh shit. As soon as she dies, everything's gonna go sideways real bad. Yeah, and that's exactly what the fuck happened. Like my like everybody was doing like okay, and then like soon as she fucking died, like everybody just went off. My grandpa started smoking crack again. Mom started just going hard on the alcohol, fucking doing blow and all this shit, all this bullshit. Me, I started fucking up and being crazy. You know, it was just like fuck it, whatever. I don't give a shit. Like I didn't give a fuck about life. I think is what it was. Yeah, I just was like I'm over it. Like I just want to fucking
super
be as
nihilist.
crazy. Yeah, just like be as crazy as possible.
Oh,
Like I just don't like. I don't care. I was looking for attention. I feel like.
You were ego.
Yeah, I think I was looking for. I think I was looking for attention, and then I think I was also. Yeah, I think it has maybe something to do with the ego. Maybe I was trying to like prove something to myself in like a weird way. I didn't really like understand how to do it, and so I was just looking for all these fucking crazy things to do, and just being bad and fucking going and doing blow and fucking taking like anything. Like I was like, you got anything? Yeah, I was literally like. You want this? You want this Adderall? Yeah, you want some Adderall? You want some fucking Vyvanse? You want some fucking Seroquel? You want some fucking Percocet?
Did you even take like any research before?
I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, what's it gonna do? I was like, no, I don't even care. Give it to me. No, I'm just like, what is it? Give it to me. Yeah, give it to me. I remember there was like, it was insane, bro. And it was like all my friend group, they were like all doing the same exact shit too. They were all fucking insane.
Damn.
We would beat the fuck out of each other too. Like we would have like front yard fights in the middle. Yeah, like in the fucking middle of the front yard.
God,
people were just passing by like, what the fuck is going on? Where these kids are just beating the shit, like these teenagers. Like we were like grown ass men basically.
Yeah.
In like with a child's brain, because we were all like pretty big guys.
That's what all men are.
Yeah,
it's
it's
never
like
grow out of the fucking
no.
kid stage.
Yeah,
you know, we could be 40, you can still act like a fucking 12-year-old.
So we were just beating the shit out of each other and shit, and just fucking getting fucked up all the time, and just trying to fucking fuck girls and all this shit. Like
Horny
way
bastards.
too young. Yeah, way too fucking young.
Popping pills, fucking bitches. That sounds like a rap song, bro.
Dude, literally at 14. At 14, bro. Like it's like well, all these motherfuckers talk about it. I was literally about it. And I don't even talk about it. I don't even say anything about it. Like this is probably the first of like at least on camera that I've talked about anything like that. I fucking need to go and write a book about all this shit, honestly. It's fucking insane.
Sounds, bro.
I remember a lot of it too, because I know my stepdad, he was like a huge coke dealer. Like, he was like big. Like, I remember he had like, whenever he was in like prison, I remember him telling me a story. He was like, yeah, man. And, like, he was like hardcore Mexican guy, so he was like, hey, fool, I remember whenever you were fucking a baby, dog, and I had you were playing with bricks of cocaine. I'm like, what the fuck, Javi? What the fuck, man? I'm like, are you serious, bro? Yeah, so that's like a real fucking thing that happened. I'm just like, what the fuck? So, and I remember shit like that. Like, I remember like shit back then where I'm like seeing like a fuck ton of cash, or like seeing him like snorting shit off a plate, and I'm like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
But I'm already starting to like comprehend what the fuck is going on. Yeah, like I already understood. Like I could understand. Like, oh, that's what cocaine is. That's what cocaine does. And like I'm just starting to like relate it and being able to like associate.
Put them together.
Exactly. Way too young of a fucking age. So, and then on top of that, like I knew that it was bad.
Okay.
So I went out of my way to protect my family and to not snitch on them and to like make sure nobody fucking found out about shit.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I knew what the fuck was going on. So I'm just like, I gotta protect these dumbass motherfuckers because they're gonna get caught up. Yeah. So
it's crazy how you're like so quick with it, because some people, like some kids are really stupid. Like there's some stupid ass kids that don't even know what the fuck is going on, and they go tell the teacher, and then the fucking parents get in trouble for either doing the real thing, like the drugs or whatever, or just getting in trouble for something that has nothing to do with anything. You know what I'm saying? But the kids are like, oh yeah, my dad cuts the weeds in the yard. And it's like, what do you mean the weeds? And then you try to get into it, and then like they do CPS, all that bullshit. And it's just like some fucking weeds, grass weeds, you know?
Some bullshit, man.
But damn, that's crazy, bro.
Could have been worse. I always think that. I'm always like, it could have been worse. Like I still had like there was a lot of love and stuff like that. Like I feel like my family, they always kind of like believed in me to some degree. They were always just kind of like, oh, you're gonna do something type shit, you know?
They instilled that belief in
you. Yeah, they instilled that belief in me. Like, I feel like that was one thing that I definitely got lucky with. It was just like more so like watching everybody else fucking just deteriorate, and I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. And then like me having my own chaotic stage where it's like whenever I was a child, it was like, oh, you're good, like you're gonna be something. And then it's like I started becoming like, even as a teenager, they're still like, you're gonna be something. But I was like, I'm gonna destroy everything. Like I'm gonna fucking just destroy everything. Basically, I just was on like a chaos rampage mode. I didn't give a fuck about anything. I just wanted to fight and fuck and do drugs and shit and party my ass off and be a savage. That was just like life. I just wanted to be a savage for whatever reason. And by the time I was like, it got to the point where I was like robbing houses and shit. No lie, like a long time ago. I was still underage. I was still a minor whenever all this was happening. I was like
17.
Yeah, 16.
So was it like
16, 17 years
a couple
old,
months
like
after
that.
you start taking drugs and getting into a lot of fights, you got in with the wrong crowd, and you started
robbing
and
houses.
shit.
Yeah. So started robbing houses, hitting licks, stealing shit, and eventually it just got to the point where it's like I met this girl and she kind of like settled me out, honestly. Like she kind of like got me down, and that kind of is like where it died out. And luckily for me, because like I've still got some friends who were like still in that game, and like I had to cut them off because like they're too deep, you know.
I get it.
Like they're just fucking. I try hanging out with them. It's like next
thing.
thing. Well, it's not even necessarily that. It's like I'm like sober now. Like I don't do any shit like really. Like all I do is smoke. I don't really do anything else. Like shit, I'm healthy as fuck. I work at a fucking juice bar and shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Definitely.
I've a total change of lifestyle. Like if I told me from back then where I would be right now, they would never fucking believe it ever.
Yeah, like,
Never. They'd be like, you're full of shit. Yeah, you're full of shit. Like, you probably thought I was gonna be dead. Something like that. You
Really?
know, honestly, probably, yeah. I didn't give a fuck. I was a savage. I was crazy. I was just like living life like by the second. I didn't give a shit. You know, and now it's like obviously I'm trying to think more about the future and trying to fucking, that's what I'm going, having a fucking MMA fight. I want to test myself and see what the fuck I'm made of. You know, go in there. I've had plenty of street fights. Now I want to go in there and like actually test myself against somebody who hopefully knows what the fuck they're doing. We're gonna see. I'll see what kind of opponent I got.
You remind me of Sugar Sean O'Malley?
Yeah, he's fighting tomorrow.
Is he? Oh yeah,
He's
I think
fighting
he is.
tomorrow.
Right? And then Kova, what is that guy's name? The white guy that always talks mad shit. He beat Covington.
Covington's not fighting.
He's not gonna. I thought he fought.
Nah, it's gonna be. I'm a fucking nerd about all this shit.
Really?
Hardcore, yeah. So it's gonna be Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. That's gonna be the main event. That's like the big gigantic fight because it's you know who Islam is?
Islam?
You know who Khabib is?
I know Khabib, yeah.
Khabib trains Islam. Islam's like Khabib's fucking apprentice, basically. Like that's his protege. That's his like prodigy prospect, like his trainee, the person he's training. And so he's fighting the champion, and so it's like a huge deal. It's huge, a huge fucking deal. Everybody's freaking out about it.
Is it the guy with the like cut lip? Or is
No, that's Chimaev.
Chimaev. He's fighting Covington, or was
He
that
might fight
white guy?
He might.
He's like he's a part of Bang. He's like the co-owner of Bang or something like that. He would talk mad shit.
Yeah, Colby Covington. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think they're gonna have a fight. I'm not sure if they like announced
He's like
it.
homies with Trump and shit.
Yeah. He's homies with Trump. And then he was in
I love Colby Covington. He's the best, but he's the best.
They try to put him down.
Everybody knows that he's the best.
What do you think about Trump?
Shit, he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily agree with like him being a leader, you know, but like he's hilarious as fuck. I'll say like in the like as far as like entertainment value.
Oh yeah.
Like it was hilarious the whole entire time because like I'm kind of like I just don't give a fuck about politics. So watching everybody getting so like
riled up and shit,
like going ham, like going crazy, and going there at each other's throats and shit, you know.
Yeah.
And this guy is just over here, especially with like the debates. I was watching this, like I just remember him just being like fucking. You're ugly. Like your wife looks like a dog. Telling,
he said shit like that?
saying shit to like I think it was like Ted Cruz or something. He was like, "Your wife ugly as a dog."
No way.
And Ted's like, "You don't talk about my wife like that." And he's like, "You got a dog wife, Ted." He's just like, fuck, what the hell? He's like, you can't talk to me like that.
I just know fucking Joe Biden. He's hilarious. I've seen like a lot of clips of Joe Biden, and like you know how he has dementia.
Yeah.
And like he's like not there all the way. Yeah. So like you see all the clips of him just like going through a sentence, and like halfway through he doesn't even like say anything.
Yeah, he's just like.
Or like whenever he's on stage, he gets off to handshake someone. Like there's no one to handshake. He's just looking around.
That's honestly like the ultimate like counter to Trump, honestly, because everybody's trying to fight with Trump, and Trump just owns them. Trump is just like going off, and then Biden's just like, what?
He doesn't know.
And then everybody's like, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, shit. He didn't even listen to one word he fucking said.
But that's because he can't.
It's just because he just is old
He's
as fuck.
somewhere else.
But
bro.
that's honestly like a viable like strategy. Honestly, to Trump is like, what did you just fucking say? Like, who cares what you just said?
So, do you know who you're fighting tomorrow? Or is it like?
It's gonna be the day of, bro.
Really?
Yeah, they're just gonna. I'm gonna get there a little bit early so I can scope out the competition, kind of figure out who the fuck I'm going against. But
Okay.
I feel confident. I feel like I've been watching a lot of like tape and stuff of like the people that they have on there and stuff.
Okay.
I do want to like go and fight like some of their championship people. Honestly, I feel like I'm gonna be more towards that caliber, at least like athletically. So
Okay.
you know, I feel like I'm gonna be able to go in there.
Really
Do some
fuck
work.
shit up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be able to do some work. I'm gonna be able to put some work on.
What weight class are you gonna get into?
Right now I'm 180. I bumped up a little bit because I started eating some carbs. I hopped off the keto.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna probably linger at least for this organization when it comes to street beefs. I'm gonna probably fight at 185. I think that's probably my optimal weight,
Yeah.
at least for me, like energy wise.
How do you
I
feel?
don't know. Right now I feel great.
Really?
I feel
You
great,
look
yeah.
great. I mean, you
I
look
was-
fantastic, bro.
I was in the sauna earlier today and shit, and I was just like
Sweating that shit
it out. Yeah, I was feeling good. I kind of went and just like touched on the head bag a little bit, just make sure the skills are sharp and everything. But I feel like it's gonna be a good fight.
You just calm about it right now. You're not even anxious or nothing. Just chilling.
I'm gonna be calm in the fight.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not one of those guys who's gonna get like super amped. I'm gonna be like,
Okay.
come on.
You got
Like,
that death stare.
Yeah, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to get hit. Like a lot of people
Okay.
are afraid to get hit. I'm not afraid to get hit. I got a good chin.
So like, do you try to keep your eyes open whenever that punch comes?
1000%. Yeah,
Really?
I'm trying to dodge the punch. Like most people, like with MMA, I don't know why a lot of these guys keep their guard real tight. I like to keep my guard real loose, kind of like Adesanya. I don't know if you watch Adesanya, but
Nah.
yeah, like a lot of these dudes, they'll keep a guard more tight like this. My guard's more like out here like that, so that way I can just kind of like immediately, like rather than like coming from all the way here to
Okay.
jab, it's like my jab's already out there. I just gotta barely hit, and it's like I know where you're at.
Okay.
Because this is more like it's almost like your arms are like in tennis a little bit. Like you know,
Okay.
you're just trying to feel where they're at, so that way you can send the power shot through. You know,
Yeah,
and then follow
definitely.
it up. Like I'm good with like feinting and like pretending like I'm gonna do something, like I'm gonna like fake with this hand, drive with that hand, yeah, type shit. And then same thing with like my kicks. I like and then throw the kick type
You can
shit.
kick in, what's it called again?
Street beefs.
Street
It's
beefs.
MMA, so
Really?
I'll be
Oh,
yeah,
shit,
and then
okay.
I'll do takedowns too. So I'll
You
be
can
like
do grappling as well.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can do anything at all. Like, basically UFC.
There is some rules. There's like no flying knees because they don't want us to fucking kill each other.
Oh, yeah.
They usually stop shit if you get cut or anything like that. So it's not like super duper hard because like they don't have like I don't think they have medical people on site. So you like
It's a
yeah,
YouTube
it's like a
event.
YouTube event. Yeah, so they're not gonna have like medical people on site or anything like that. It's not. They do have a good like fan base. Like it's like 2 million plus subscribers.
Oh, shit.
But so it's like solid ass fan base. Like 2 million
Okay.
subscribers is really good.
But they just can't afford the EMS and stuff like
Not yet. They'd have to build the organization more and probably get more funding and stuff like that. But the more fights they put on, the more like they get it organized, the better chances they're gonna have. It's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying like I'm also gonna try and go in here and like kind of like put on a little
Show
bit of a
your
show.
worth.
Yeah,
I
put on a
got
little bit of a show. I'm not gonna try and like
Some
make it a
McGregor.
fucking boring fight. Yeah. I don't like boring fights. Like I'm like, dog, I ain't gonna sit here and try and like if
3
I
minutes
lose, I
of
lose,
bullshit.
bro. Like, but
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna sit here and fucking be boring. Like that shit's not for me.
So what's your game plan? How are you gonna start? Or what are you gonna do?
Whatever he gives me, I'm good all over the place. So I'm like, whatever he leaves open is what I'm going to attack. So if
Okay.
he comes at me with some striking, I'm gonna level change. I'm gonna take him down. If he comes at me with some grappling, I'm gonna start throwing some short punches of like uppercuts and just standing knees, no flying knees, just clinch knees. If he's trying to take me down, sprawl, shove his head in the fucking dirt, start fucking flipping him.
That's
You know?
what's up.
But I've got a game plan for every position. So I'm
Really?
like I've been sparring a lot with my homeboy, and I've been working boxing, kickboxing forever. So it's like I know my kicks and my punches are gonna be like crisp, fast. I know I can put on a good pace where I'm just gonna be like bouncing just the entire time. A lot of these motherfuckers I think are slow. At least who I've seen on there, I think I'm gonna put in But I'm gonna throw them into a different gear. They're gonna be like, what the fuck? Because I'm gonna put like actual MMA. I'm gonna bring some real MMA knowledge to this.
So, are like the people that are in street beefs, are they mostly like amateur people that just wanna like
it's amateur,
like just function up?
Yeah, they just want to go in there and test themselves. Yeah, and that's what I want to do too. I think I've got some good MMA skills. I think I'm gonna go in there.
Wait, is the street beefs the same people? I'm not sure if you know about this, but there was this article where these two guys that were best friends, they brawled out basically like. So like they just either gave up or they had to stop the fight because apparently one of the guy's homies fucked his wife. Is that like street beefs?
I think it might be.
Right?
It might be. That might be like the origins to
Probably.
it because it was like it started out as something of like, hey, if you have beef, settle in the yard type shit, put the guns down like type shit, like stop with the gang violence type stuff and
so
just like settle it like a man. That's them. Yeah.
Okay, and that's probably the people that they fought. Like they got the two guys because of. Okay, so we just recorded like 25 minutes of footage. It all went to shit because I forgot my SD card and my battery. I mean, my phone just restarted for no fucking reason. We were talking about his performance, how he's gonna fight, what he's gonna do, and right now we're at what Street Beefs is, which is what was it again?
It's a fighting organization. It started on YouTube. It's kind of like it started off as a kind of ploy to end gang violence and stuff. More like their message is guns down, glove up type stuff. So they really want you to just fight it out type stuff. Kind of be a man type thing. You know, that whole thing.
That's really good because a lot of people just pull out guns and start shooting. Especially in Deep Ellum, like that's why there's so much like high security over there and like a lot of cops and stuff like that because everybody just wants to pull out a fucking 4.4 or 2.23 and then just start blasting everybody.
I mean, yeah,
innocent people, bro, just fucking like sad as fuck. You're just having a good time and then you get shot in the back and now you're paralyzed or you fucking die.
It's a problem.
Tragic.
It's a big problem.
But so I mean, since we already talked about this, but can we talk about it again?
Yeah,
the fact that what's your game plan?
Game plan. So pretty much I'm going to be looking to counter whatever this guy is going to be throwing at me. Whatever he gives me openings on, that's what I'm going to be trying to go after. If he comes at me and he's trying to strike with me and he's putting too much pressure on me, I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to level change, I'm going to take him down. And if he's trying to take me down, I'm going to sprawl, try and get dominant position on him. Probably go for a submission as well because I know some jiu-jitsu and stuff like that too.
And would you say trained you?
So I've had a bunch of different coaches. I started training back originally. I learned from my grandfather, and he was a Marine boxer. He also was a boxer before that. One of his best friends is this dude named David LaCour. That dude was a Golden Glove boxer back in the 70s. So he worked with him. He's a really good boxer. He showed me a lot of my just fundamental boxing, jab, cross hook, that whole kind of thing, a little basic footwork, a little bit of head movement, stuff like that. And I went from that. Got into a bunch of street fights and shit. Eventually got my fucking ass whooped by somebody who was way bigger than me because they took me down. I was whooping their ass on the feet, but they took me down. And that kind of instilled me to learn some new stuff. So after that, I went and started doing kickboxing. Started learning how to do some knees. Started learning how to do some kicks. And just practicing that. And my training after that, I did kickboxing for a long time. I started doing a lot of powerlifting. I started doing a lot of lifting and stuff. Eventually joined a jiu-jitsu gym to where I was able to practice jiu-jitsu, and I also was practicing JKD as well. I don't know if you know what JKD is. It's called a Jeet Kune Do.
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
Jeet Kune Do. It's like the martial art that Bruce Lee practices. So or practiced. So I got to train over in Fort Worth, Jeet Kune Do, jiu-jitsu, and some other fundamental like martial arts and stuff like that, just basic fundamental stuff. And just got to roll with people doing jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. Got to face off against a couple, got to roll with like a black belt, got to roll with purple belt, got to roll with blue belts, white belts, and all that stuff.
And as long as it's still recording, it's still recording.
Yeah, we got it.
And last time whenever we spoke was in Deep Ellum, you told me that the girlfriend of the guy that used to train you, or he used to train you. Yeah, he used to train you. He knew someone that trained Bruce Lee.
No, he was actually trained by Al Church, who was trained directly by Bruce Lee.
So it was Bruce Lee, Al Church, and then that guy.
And then me. Yeah.
Oh, and then you.
Yeah.
So there's 4 people before. Oh shit, that's
3
great.
people before me. Yeah.
3 people before.
Yeah.
Damn.
He had me out there hitting
from the source.
Yeah, he was out there, had me whooping a fucking wooden dummy and shit, hitting sandbags and shit, fucking doing all these crazy things, busting up my fucking hands, callousing up my hands, practicing the punching stuff. It really, the Jeet Kune Do stuff, it was mainly, the style he was teaching me was referred to as like Wing Chun, so it's a lot of like trapping the arms and stuff, and kind of like boom, boom, boom type stuff, like where you're like holding their arms, hitting them in the face type shit, like locking them, like kind of simultaneous attack and defense at the same time.
Okay.
Is like the goal, is to like lock them off while also hitting them at the same time. And, you know, I feel like it's really good for kind of like the in-betweens of MMA, but I do prefer like Muay Thai, kickboxing, that type of stuff whenever it comes to mixed martial arts. I think kickboxing, Muay Thai, like a hybrid form of it on the feet is going to be the best form of it. Not the traditional kickboxing style, but like kind of an adapted version. Kind of like what you would see with like Israel Adesanya or like an Alex Pereira or something like that, just maybe with some improved wrestling.
Okay. And then if you could like compare yourself to a style of fighting with one of the people from UFC that someone might know, who would you compare yourself to?
I feel like my kickboxing style would be that of like a kind of a Leon Edwards. I don't know if you know Leon Edwards, the dude that just knocked out Kamaru Usman for the championship. Yeah, I feel like I've got that kind of similar style. He's got a really good southpaw stance. I've got a really good southpaw stance to where I can throw high head kicks just like that and do feints just like that. I can do the exact move. I practice the exact thing that he did to knock Kamaru Usman out all the time. Where it's literally you throw the one, you fake the two, and as you're faking the two, you come up with the left kick over the top and you kick them in the head because they're like trying to block and then it just leaves them completely open. So it's like, you know, you're kind of baiting them out. You're trying to feint them out. You're trying to get a reaction out of them typically with the feints and stuff.
Well,
so
yeah,
it's
definitely. He gets their guard down. You know, they don't know what the fuck is going on.
That's what the best fighters do. They'll sit there and just, and then all of a sudden they're waiting for you to like do something, and as soon as you move, boom, then they hit you. So it's like this, boom, and then they hit you. What? Boom, and then they hit you, and then you're like, fuck, stop doing that.
Like I give up. I don't want to do this shit anymore.
That's what happens when you fight a really, really good striker. You'll see it sometimes with the like Adesanya and like all these really high level technical strikers. I love watching super high level technical strikers. It's like watching wizardry. You're just like, Jesus Christ,
bro. Like,
because it's like they hit you, and they're gone. They're out of there.
Like Tyson, whenever he was young, bro. Whenever he was fucking up people all the time. Like, I watched the show. It's an anime called Baki, bro, and like they have this character that resembles Tyson, and it's like resemble. You know, it's like whenever Baki shadow boxes Mike Tyson, and like he beats him really quick, right? But his style of boxing is like so swift. It's like he's here 1 second and then he's gone the other. And you're like trying to look for where the fuck he's at, and he's already here, uppercutting you. You know, so like by that time you're already gone. Like,
I feel like his style would have blended with MMA really, really well, honestly. Because like I feel like it would have tied it. If he learned how to wrestle, I feel like then it would have been like his footwork was so nice. He was so good with his footwork that he would have been behind you and he would have been able to strangle you.
Dude,
he would have been like already because you're like boom, he's gone and then he's behind you. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, you know, you kind of saw it with whenever he did like a little play sparring with John Jones. There was like a little play sparring little thing that happened with him and John Jones. Next thing you know, you look, Mike Tyson was, and then all of a sudden he was behind John Jones, and he grabbed him, he picked John Jones up, and I was like, holy shit, man. At that moment, I was like, fuck. Imagine Tyson with like wrestling and shit, like back in the day, like he would have murdered. He would have absolutely murdered.
MMA wasn't that popular up until the 2000s, right?
Yeah, not really. Like it hasn't
once
really.
Once UFC came out, that's whenever everybody was like, "Oh shit!" Like
it started to go up and up and up, and then it was like really McGregor. McGregor is like the guy. He was like the guy that kind of took it to the next level. Like him and like Rousey, like Ronda Rousey. Like
Ronda Rousey was really good.
They took it and blasted off to the next level.
What happened to her? She retired, right?
She got her ass kicked a couple times, and then it was like she was like, "I'm done." Well, she was like, "I'm done," because I mean. That's what happened. Like, you get your ass whooped that many times. Like, you know, if I'm gonna be honest, if I go in there and I go and get my ass whooped a bunch of times, like, you know.
How many before you throw in the towel?
If I lose 2 or 3 in a row, I'm out.
In a row, it's like
in a row. If I lose 2 or 3 in a row, I'm out. If I lose 1, 2, maybe I'll I can deal with 1 or 2 losses. But like, you give me 2 or 3 losses, that's when I'm like, bro, I can't. I'm done. I'm like, if I'm losing that much, because I'm not going in there to go and lose. I'm going in there to go and fucking dominate. Yeah. That's my goal, is to go in there and fucking destroy this guy. You know, break them.
Okay.
Psychologically.
How are you gonna do that?
By sitting there and picking them apart. Sitting there, frustrating him. Like, sitting there hitting them, being gone before they can hit me back. You know, going and looking at exactly where they're fucking, you know, just being able to dodge and get in there, hit them, get the fuck out. Hit them, get the fuck out. Every single time. Find them at the end of the combinations type stuff. A lot of these guys, they'll just throw like 1-2 punch combinations. I'm not that type of guy. I'm like, I'm gonna throw I'm gonna throw like fake combinations at you and then actually hit you with the combinations type stuff. So I'll be able to put that on full display. Like, it'll be nice.
And then Street Piece is like, are you sure that Street Piece is gonna upload your fight, or is it just gonna be they upload every single fight?
Yeah, they're gonna upload. I'll make sure. I'm gonna bring the fight to this. Whoever I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna bring the fight to them.
Well, what's worst case scenario? Like something you're like, fuck, I hope this doesn't happen.
You know, just freak shit, like, you know, get hurt, some bullshit. You know, there's always a chance of that shit happening.
And what's your like? How many rounds is there in Street Beefs?
3 minute, 3 rounds.
3 minute, 3 rounds. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what time or by when do you want to like end the fight? Like third
Dude,
round?
I'm trying to finish it in the first round.
Really?
To be honest with you,
I'm
trying to go in there and knock this dude out. Either knock him out or choke him out. It depends on what he gives me, really. Okay. But I'm gonna try and go in there and feint him out and try and get a reaction, so that way I can get a really clean, open shot to where I just knock him down, knock him dead.
Hopefully you get someone that like is up to your level, because then it's gonna be like, I don't know.
I would rather.
Right?
I would rather. Like, I want a challenge. Like,
Yeah.
I do want a challenge. I don't want it to be like I just go in there and Tyson this dude, because then it's kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah, and it's boring, and you don't even feel satisfied.
I want to give the people a little bit of a fight, at least. You know, like, even if it's like one round of madness, that would be like, you know, that'd be cool. It'd be fun. You know, but at the end of the day, I am going in there with the intent to fucking take this guy's head off, like, immediately. So that's gonna be either to take his head off or fucking rip it off, like, submission wise, like trying to fucking choke this guy out until he taps out. You know, that whole type of deal. But I plan on kind of the plan is either to knock him out or to choke him out. Those are but the goal is finishing the first round by either if I was to predict it, I would either say knockout or I would say rear naked choke.
Rear naked choke. Which was that one?
Rear naked choke is when you're on their back, you just have them choking.
Oh, okay.
So you just got your arm. Usually you put your arm on the bicep, put your hand on the back of their head, squeeze, pull back with your back, and then you got your feet in between their thighs.
Oh yeah, I see.
So you're like on the back, you're like latched on. If you want, you can do like this and really like cinch down on their stomach, and so then it feels like they're getting like squeezed anaconda style around their waist, and then you're also like trying to fucking do that, like and then you can punch into the choke too, so you can be like boom, and then go into the choke and then grab your shit. And
Fuck, I would hate that. You're getting choked out,
and then you're getting punched as you're getting choked out. Yeah, so it's like they're trying to fight off the hands, and then it's like boom, you're getting clipped, and you're like, oh fuck,
dude, is it like a fucking like a morning after type shit, bro? You don't know what the fuck hit you. Like, you're hungover as fuck, and then you're trying to get off of one thing, and you feel one thing coming at you. You know, I gotta fucking suck.
I'm ready. I'm definitely ready. I've been hitting the weight room, so I definitely feel like whoever I go against, they better be an athlete, because otherwise it's gonna be.
We're back. It's the post fight. It's like almost a week now since you had your post fight. It was a Sunday night in the morning, right? Saturday night in the morning. I saw it. It was really good. Not a lot of like ground and pound, just a lot more like standing.
Yeah.
How was that guy like as a competitor?
Well, he was a jiu-jitsu fighter, so he wanted to take me down immediately. I remember everything. I remember every single little interaction that we made.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of like one of the things. Not every fighter's like that, but I'm very like, I remember every little freaking detail of like what happened.
Okay.
And I remember whenever the fight first started, I went to go throw a jab, and he slipped it, and he started to immediately try to take me down. And so whenever he tried to take me down, I put one arm, hooked it underneath his arm, the other arm hooked it underneath his other arm, and then I pushed him to the cage. he tried to flip me back to the cage, I used that momentum to throw him to the ground, and I started ground and pounding him and stuff. And I didn't put enough. I was looking back at some of the tape too, and I was like, man, I should have finished him right there, because I could have just stayed. If I had just put my hip pressure on him and then just stayed there ground and pounding him, like I learned a lot from the fight too. Like, even though I won, and I won like dominantly, I still learned like a lot. I could have finished it way faster.
Yeah, it was like a technical knockout, right? You kind of gave up in a way.
Yeah, his team threw in the towel.
Oh, did they?
Because he was about to get knocked out. I was about to start really
fucking him up.
Yeah, he was hurt. He was hurt already. I heard him in the second round, because that first round he took me down, or no, he tried to take me down. I reversed it on him. I started ground and pounding him. He was like shit, getting his ass whooped, and then I as soon as I felt his what's called a guard, so he had his legs wrapped around me. So as I felt his legs kind of open up, I jumped back out. And I'm like, stand back up. I'm not gonna play. I'm not even gonna play your game, because I could tell he wanted to fight on the ground. And I was like, I'm not even gonna fight you on the ground. I'm gonna make you stand up and take your beating. So I waited for him to stand up, just started laying into him some more, and then eventually tried to take. I think I hit him. That's whenever I hit him with the body kick.
Okay.
Or no, I pieced him up a little bit on the hands. He tried to take me down again. I threw him off me. Then whenever I threw him off me, he tried to aggressively come back at me. I kicked him in the stomach like super hard. And I could tell it kind of pissed him off a little bit. Like, it hurt him. Like, it hurt his ego, along with it hurt him too.
Okay.
So he tried to answer back and kick me. And so I dodged it and let it come by. And as it dodged, I hooked him in the face again. And I could hear the crowd like oohing, like they were like ooh when I kicked him. They were like ooh, and then he tried to kick me and I countered him, and they were like ooh, and they were like oh shit. So the crowd was like hyping me up too.
Okay.
So it was like it was getting me more into the fight. I was like started like doing like some shit where I was like over here like trying to like kind of fucking put on a little show.
Yeah.
A little bit like I was like kind of like faking him out a little bit, trying to get him to do some trying to get him to move and react, so that way I can hit him after he reacts. Because it's like, if you react and you're like, oh, you think I'm gonna hit you in the body, all of a sudden your hands are down, boom, hit you in the head, that whole type of shit. But then he took me down again after that. After I kicked him and pieced him up a little bit, he tried to take me down again. He almost got me. And then I flipped it on him again at the last second, made him get back up, started hitting him again. And then the second round came. And when that second round came, I kind of figured out how to stop him from doing his takedowns. All I had to do was switch stance. Okay. So I was fighting him actually like a right-handed fighter. I switched to a left-handed fighter, because I could fight either way. Okay. And so what I started doing was hooking him to guide him into my left hand. So even if he tries to take me down, I could just use the momentum from swinging to just throw him off of me and get him off of me. And so then I started doing that. I threw him against the fence. I uppercutted him really, really bad. And then he kind of backed off a little bit. And I kicked him in the legs a couple times and shit. Yeah. And he tried to take me down again, threw him off me again, hit him with another uppercut. That one hurt him. And then we started doing a little clinch fighting, we were real close. And so I was like boom, 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 and then I hit him with the boom real hard with the left hook, and then he was like, oh.
Yeah, that stunned him.
Yeah, it stunned him, and he grabbed his head. And he was like, oh shit. I could tell he was hurt, so I started started laying into him. I heard some lady he's hurt, and I was like, oh shit, it's time to go in. So I just started fucking working him. And then all of a sudden I saw the team. They were like, he's done. Damn. Get off him. But I was about to start throwing head kicks and stuff. So
really?
It was about to get worse. It was not going to get any better. It was only going to get worse.
Yeah, it looked like you were starting to pick up pace.
I was starting to feel it more, because it was my first fight ever. So as far as MMA amateur shit goes, I've been in street fights and stuff like that. That was my first legit MMA amateur fight. So once I got to that second round, I started really letting my hands go more and starting to feel a little bit more free and starting to counterattack on what he was doing. And I was kind of doing the same thing with the homie earlier. Yeah. He was showing me some stuff, and I started stealing his moves in the middle of us sparring and using his moves against him. And he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like,
Caught him off guard.
Yeah, he's like smiling. He's
I
like,
see
you
that
motherfucker.
shit.
He's like, all right, I see you. All right, stealing my moves. Okay. Just because he taught me this little thing where it's like grabbing the hand. It's like he had his hands all like this, and so I would grab the hand and then come through afterwards and hit him, push his hand down, so that way it would open it. Yeah, it would open it up because he'd be like this, and then push his hand out, boom, and just hit him. We were hitting each other, but like we weren't hurting each other.
Just like a light spar type of thing.
Yeah, just light sparring, just trying to like sit there and kind of point fight. Usually, what we do, like for most professional people, is what they do is they go about 80%, 75, 80% on the body. Like you can hit the body pretty hard, you'll be fine, and then like 30% on the head.
Yeah,
not too hard on the straight. Yeah, you don't want to fuck up your training partners. You're trying to get better. You're not trying to kill your training partners. You know, you want them to be there to help you to get better. You know, so that way, whenever you go into the real fights, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about shit. The training should be way harder than the actual fight itself. For sure.
I mean, he told me that, or my girlfriend told me that he's seen him fight people before. He's seen him like pick up motherfuckers from the floor and like just throw them off. Like, were y'all doing like any like grappling or anything like that?
Yeah.
On the floor, or is it like, what did y'all do?
Yeah. So we do what's called rolling in jiu-jitsu. So typically, you just start off, you just dab each other up, go at it. You start wrestling. No striking, no punching, no kicking, no elbowing, no nothing like that. Just pure like trying to choke each other out, trying to put each other in submissions.
Okay.
He's got like a good, he has some good leg locks and stuff that he was trying to do on me, but my ankles are like really, really flexible, so it's like almost impossible to get the fucking leg locks on me, but he didn't know that. So he figured that out as he was trying to do it.
Okay.
And so he's like kind of getting me in position and stuff. But we had a really good sparring session. I'll say he is more of a stand-up fighter for sure. Like I feel like his stand-up is where he excels. I could definitely feel it. Like we've got like similar, just the mentality. He's got like a very vicious mentality. I like his mentality a lot. I want to bring that mentality that he's got into my next fight for sure.
Yeah.
Because like he's got this viciousness to him that like a lot of fighters don't have that viciousness inside them. Like he's like got a little bit of a savage in him.
I wanted to talk to him about his amateur fights, because he says he has 15, right? His record is 15-0 and 7 knockouts.
Yeah.
And I was wanting to talk to him about it, but he was very hesitant. I don't know like what it is about it, but I talked to him about the one time where he felt like he was gonna lose, and he said that he was getting fucked up pretty bad, like in the amateur fight, and that at one point like something clicked in his head. He's like, he started giving up hopes. Like he's like, oh, I'm gonna lose this. Like there's no way to win this. Out of nowhere, he just like found this pent up rage or something in his head. And eventually, like, he picked up his head and, like, started throwing punches and eventually won the fight. And I'm like, so, like, what'd you do to, like, I asked him, I was like, what'd you do to get into that mentality? He's like, well, honestly, dude, I'm just, like, a sparring. I feel like a sparring when I get into the ring. I feel like a warrior.
I think there's certain people got a mentality, you know, it's like fight or flight. It's fight or flight. Like, there's a lot of people that get hit, and it's like the dude I fought. He got hit, and he was like, fuck. Stop hitting me, please. You know, he gives up. You know, but then there's other people who get hit and they're like, "Is that all you got?" You know, like that type of stuff. Like, you know, there's warriors who don't care. Like, you know, you got guys like Nate Diaz. You hit him in the face 1,000 fucking times, they're like spit out blood, and then they're looking in your face like, "Is that all you got?" You know, let's keep going. You know, and I think that's what separates a lot of like fighters, especially because there's like. We've got there's a lot of athletes out here that are very talented and stuff, but there's a difference between athletes and fighters.
Okay.
You know,
what's the difference?
You could be an athlete and be able to do all this crazy stuff, but you know, when you're getting punched in the face, how do you respond? That's what makes a fighter. Okay. A fighter is somebody who they're down by 2 rounds, 3 rounds. It's like Leon Edwards. He's down 3 rounds. It's the final round. Pulls out a knockout win, upset at the last 5th round in the last minute. You know, that's a fighter. That's a warrior right there. Somebody who is willing to pull it out at the very end and not giving up till the very end of the fight. That's what makes a warrior. That's what makes a fighter. Somebody who's not going to give up. Somebody who's going to be there until it's over. Until it's over.
Yeah,
until the time dings out and it's over, they're fighting with everything, every fiber of their being. You know, that's what really makes a fight.
Is that your mental state whenever you step into the ring?
My mental state is win. That's it. Like, it doesn't matter. Win. Like, whatever they give you, take it and win. You know?
Okay.
So it's like, I saw a jiu-jitsu fighter, I'm like, I'm going to stand with this guy. I'm not going to allow this guy to go. I'm not going to even take it into his realm, even though I probably could have finished him, because I'm a good jiu-jitsu guy as well. I've tapped out my fair share of guys. I've tapped out purple belts. I've gone toe-to-toe with black belts and stuff. I have not beat black belts, but I have survived against black belts, so that's saying a lot for somebody who's mainly a kickboxer. I'm mainly a kickboxer. Like, I like to stand and fight and bang. You know, that's like my whole thing. I like to sit there and get in the fire. Like, that's my whole. Like, you could probably see from when you saw my fight. Like, I go in. Like, I'm not afraid to get hit. I'm like,
you were the one that was applying pressure.
Yeah, I was applying pressure. I'm like, come on. I'm like, let's go. Like, you gonna hit me or you gonna like, what's up? You know?
Yeah, we came here to do one thing, and that's fight. So what the fuck are you doing,
bro? Like, if you're afraid to get hit, it's not for you. Like,
Definitely.
you know, you got to be ready. Like, my eyes were locked in. I was honed in. I was ready to get hit. I knew it was coming.
Did you have like tunnel vision?
Yeah,
really?
Man, I felt like a shark. I felt like a shark that had blood in the water, and I was
shit.
just hunting this dude down.
He was a guppy.
Yeah, I feel like he could feel it too. I could tell he could feel it. He felt hunted the entire time. Like, it felt like those takedowns were just like him trying anything to gasp for air, and it was just
And didn't work out for him.
pulling up, like he was pulling straws and just getting nothing.
How was he before the fight? Was he like
He
really
looked
confident?
he looked like a dead man walking, bro. I ain't even gonna lie.
It was like scary or what?
He was scared when he got matched up against me. He was scared. I could tell he was intimidated immediately. I was like, oh, this man's fucked.
Oh, like once you
I
threw
could
that
tell.
first
I
punch?
could not even before I even threw the first punch. When we got matched up, when they were like, "You two guys are
He
fighting."
was probably like in his head, like, please don't match me with this guy. Please don't match me with
Yeah,
this guy.
and I'm just like,
you're like, okay. And then
I just started sizing him up, and he's just like,
God damn it.
I could tell he tried to shake my hand real hard, and I'm just like,
to intimidate.
yeah, I'm just like smiling. I'm like, bro, you ain't got no idea what you're about to get into right now. I'm like, I'm probably the worst matchup, like, for anybody there, honestly.
Really?
If you ask me, yeah, because I've got grappling, I've got striking, I've got wrestling, and I've got like mean wrestling too. It's like, I don't think a lot of these guys got submission game like I got either, because like, you know, I haven't even had to show that side of me at all. I didn't have to show that side of me against that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm just waiting for a striker to come and try and sit there and go to war with me, just for me to go and take him down and choke him out or some shit. You know?
Yeah.
So I think if I go against a striker next time, I'm pretty sure my last prediction was like I was gonna finish this guy on the feet or some shit like that. I'm pretty sure I was like, I think it's gonna be my hook.
I mean, I have it on tape, so we
Yeah,
can,
I'm pretty
just
sure.
rewind
Yeah,
it.
we can go back to it, but I'm pretty sure I told you it was like gonna be like my hook is gonna kill this guy. And sure enough, my hook was the thing that killed that guy. I cut him open with one of my right hooks. Yeah.
Oh shit.
And he got a little cut underneath his eye, and I was like, oh fuck, this guy is hurt. And then I just start swarming on him. But if I go against a striker next time, I guarantee it's probably gonna be a rear naked choke.
Rear naked choke. You're gonna submit him. So it's like,
I'm gonna submit him.
so your game plan is to like fight against their weakness, like.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Take advantage of their weaknesses. Yeah. Fight smart.
Yeah,
Don't
it makes
fight.
sense because like, why would you want to be on the ground with a guy that
Yeah.
does jujitsu all the time?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
why
I'm
just
like,
avoid that
bro,
whole thing?
he's jujitsu. I'm gonna make him stand up. I'm gonna take him to school on the feet and give him a lesson.
Yeah.
You know? And the same thing for some of these stand-up fighters. A lot of these stand-up fighters, they ain't got no takedown defense. They ain't got no jujitsu defense. I'm gonna take them down. I'm gonna make them work for it. I'm gonna test them and see. 'Cause it's really just a test. It's like I want to challenge them. It's just like I want them to challenge me. So it's like it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in the next fight. But you know, very well could go in there and knock that motherfucker out too. You know, it could go either way.
That's true. I mean, you don't know whenever someone has a weak chin. You just get hit real good and then connects real good. And
I'm gonna be bringing that energy that I brought into the second round of that fight. That's gonna be my first round energy next time.
Or next one.
Yeah,
When's
next
your
time
next
I'm gonna be
fight?
coming at. Next time is they fucking got an event, bro. I'll fight tomorrow. I'll
Really?
fight today. I don't give a shit.
Right now.
I'll fight right now. I don't give a fuck. I'm a little banged up. I don't give a fuck. I'll fight right now.
Your knuckles are pretty fucked. Like, was that for practice today, or was it training, or what happened?
That's training, practice, all that
Okay.
shit. Pretty
How do
sure,
you condition your knuckles, bro?
bro? Look at that right there. That's like a piece of chipped off bone right there.
God damn.
Like you just get tough, bro. This
Really?
is what happens. Yeah, you just get tough. It like I'm just like, huh? Oh, well. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't even
compare our knuckles, bro. Like
mine's all smashed in and shit.
Yeah, bro.
Yours is like the bones are all out. Mine's like all fucking smashed down because I fucking.
If I were to fight, I'd probably break my fucking knuckles, right? Because I don't even.
Well,
know.
look at the difference in my hand. Like from this knuckle to this one. This one's more smashed down.
This is your dominant hand?
Well, my right hook has like there's certain parts of my hand that it hits consistently.
Okay.
And this one, yeah, my right hook. Something about my right hook. I just got a mean right hook. I think my right hook is probably my best punch, honestly.
Really?
Whenever it comes to boxing, I feel like my right hook is a finisher. It's a finisher. It's a finisher right there. Like I don't see many people being able to take more than one or two of them before they're like, where the fuck am I? Like,
Really?
Where am I? I don't know where I'm at right now. They're all discombobulated. I mean, that one dude's head was over here flying all crazy.
Yeah.
Blasting back. It looked like he was getting whiplash with every
Yeah.
hit. It's terrible. I felt bad for him.
Really?
Yeah, because he's a tough guy. I was like,
What was his weight class? Did he match you up with the same weight class?
He's the same weight class. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy because he's a lot chubbier. He's a lot chubbier, like physique. Was he shorter or something?
He was shorter. He was shorter and like thicker. He had a thicker back than me. He looked like it's because I'm slender, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm real like tall, skinny, type shit. I also cut down weight. I was on keto and shit during that fight, so it's a lot of it's about taking your training seriously. And I think that's another main difference between like me and a lot of those fighters that I take my training and my diet very seriously, as if I'm like a professional. I'm not trying to be amateur. I'm trying to be pro.
Did he look like someone that didn't take shit serious, or did he look like he was the one?
I mean, he was strong. Like I felt him grappling. Like he was just strong. I could tell he was strong, and I could tell he just trained.
Basically, his game plan should have been is fuck this guy up a little bit, just enough so I could get my jiu-jitsu and get him in a submission.
Well, the thing is, I think there's just no way he was going to beat me. I don't think there's a single way.
Was he like more sluggish than you? Was he slower?
Bro, yeah, we were on a different speed level. Yeah, I mean, shit. Most of those dudes on Street Beefs, like I was watching these guys. I'm like, dude, I move like these 150 pounders. Like I'm moving way too fast for these guys in my weight class. Like I don't see them being able to take me. Frankly, I think I'm gonna walk through the majority of those guys in there. I think I'm not gonna find real competition until I get to more of a professional level. If you want me to be straight up, frank with you.
No, definitely. I mean, I'm pretty sure like all these like YouTube things are just like you just signed up on it online, didn't you? So anybody can sign up. It doesn't even matter if you're actually a fighter or not a fighter. If you just want to get into a fight.
Yeah.
Just put your name down. You put whatever you have to do.
Exactly. And then you got a bunch of scrubs walking around here. People that think they're tough guys and shit like that.
Definitely.
All these guys think they know something because they watched a couple of YouTube videos or some bullshit, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then it's like you got the real fucking warriors out here who are like ready to throw down.
Yeah. Like did he talk to you anything about wanting to join that thing?
Yeah, he's gonna come. I think we're gonna start actually regularly training together.
Really?
Pretty sure, yeah, because he liked the way that I trained and stuff, and he was like, he felt like it was realistic. Because like when we were doing our striking sparring and shit, I was throwing shit at him like fast to where he was like, "What the fuck?" And he was throwing, and I was throwing good kicks at him, and we were just tagging each other a little bit, beating each other up a little bit, just having some fun. I know we both like. That's also another thing, man. Like a lot of guys when they get in there, they're like scared or like anxious or like whatever, bro. When I'm in there, man, I'm having so much fucking fun. Like I'm having fun, bro. Like if you go and zoom in on my face, man, I got a big ass smile on my face that whole entire time. Cause I'm just like, bro, this is home, bro.
The video was really choppy, bro. Not even professional. Like,
no, they have a professional. There was a guy. If you notice in the video, there was a guy in the cage with the camera.
I didn't even notice a guy. He's like a shadow, basically.
Yeah, so if you go in there and you look, there's another camera guy who's in the cage and following. That's the guy with the more professional footage. The footage from the outside, that was just for the fighters. That was just because I wanted to show you what happened. I just wanted to show you what happened, so that way you could see.
I'm gonna change the camera real quick.
All right.
I'm really sorry. I just started training. I just started working out. Again, I stopped because I was being stupid and like dictating, like letting other people's thoughts and opinions get to my head.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, so I already have a negative mindset to begin with, a negative voice. So just recently, just 2 days ago, I started going to the gym with my girlfriend, feel better. I'm just really fucking sore.
Yeah, fucking. When I was sparring with the homie, I went to go and kick his leg, and he fucking brought his knee up. It was just called a check. So I kicked him like in the knee. My fucking shins like fucking sore as hell.
Really?
Yeah, my shit's sore.
He said he conditioned his shins and shit. I seen a video on his Instagram where he's like has a wooden stick.
Yeah, I did that. I've done that before.
Really?
Yeah, we were kicking shins against each other. He was like, "Feel my shin." I was like, "Feel my shin." Boom. We like hit shins. And he's like, "Nice." And we're like both sitting there like we're both fucking monsters. Jesus Christ. We got problems. Yeah, we got problems. Dude, the fucked up part is we don't even feel it. Like
he says he has no emotion whatsoever. Like
to pain. No, me neither. Like that's why I can go in there and be like immediately engaged because I'm just like, bro, hit me. Like I don't care. Like it doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't bother. Like I go in mosh pits to get hit all the time. I'm like, I don't give a shit, bro.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Wait, like they just start throwing fists.
Literally, yeah. It's crazy. It's insanity. Like they're just like over here. It's like the dudes doing the ninja kicks and shit in the mosh pits, bro.
I seen that shit.
I've been elbowed. I've been punched in the face. I've been fucking kneed in the face, bro. I've been all of it, dude. I'm used to it.
Why do y'all do that? I never understood like why y'all just start kicking people and shit like that.
It's like expression, you know.
Getting kicked in the face, like, oh, yeah.
Well, like,
let's keep going.
Well, it's like not just. It's like kicking somebody else in the face. It's not necessarily getting kicked in the face. Like you're going in there in the fire, right?
Okay.
You know, so it's like you're going in there to express your energy, express your inner rage, your inner pent up emotions, whatever they may be, whatever type of stress, whatever, all that stuff. Just let it all go. Let it be free. Go in there and just be in the moment. That's really what it's all about. It's the same thing with fighting. Just go in there, be in the moment. That's all you can do.
Could you imagine like a brawl, like just everybody against everybody in that single mosh pit, bro? That'd be pretty cool. Don't you think? Like a battle royale type of thing. Could you imagine?
I had that like back in high school.
Really?
Yeah, like there would be like straight up gang shit. Like these motherfucking like where it's. I remember there was a video. I don't even think it's up on YouTube anymore. I literally remember seeing like a group of like 100 kids walking across the street, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, like all these kids start fighting like in the middle of this shit, and you can just see chaos. It's just fucking chaos, bro. It's insanity. Dude. It looks crazy. Like it looks so insane. I was trying to find it the other day. I could not find it, but it was literally at Woodrow Wilson, like just right down the road, like maybe 15 minutes away, something like that. Yeah, whenever I was a kid there, going to school there, and man, that was one of the craziest I've ever seen. Just in terms of like numbers, like of all these kids fighting at the same time. It's like literally fucking half of these kids. There's like 100 kids, and like half of these kids are fighting. The rest of them are just like, like what the hell is going on? Yeah.
I seen a video of this guy taking a sip of his beer in a mosh pit, and this one guy just comes out of nowhere, roundhouse kicks him in the fucking mouth, bro. Completely drops his fucking beer, and he's just like, well, now I have no beer and I got kicked in the fucking face. It looked like that's the expression he's had after he got kicked out. I was like,
hey, I mean, don't go near the mosh pit when you got a drink.
He wasn't even at the mosh pit. He was like off to the side. He was like on the rails, just drinking his beer. I don't know where some random guy just comes, puts one hand on the floor, roundhouse kicks him. I don't know what the type of kick that is, bro, but he lifts up one fucking
that's a roundhouse. Yeah.
Bro, I was like, God damn.
He did like one of them capoeira kicks.
Yeah, that one type of kick. And also I remember one time I went to a concert for Smoke Perp. I don't know if you know Smoke. No, not Smoke Perp. It's what's the other guy's name? He was really cool friends with XXS Tentacion. Ski Mask the some guy.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. I know actually both of those guys.
Yeah, but there was this one band. I really liked their music, bro. It was like some mosh pit shit. I don't know what the fuck type of music it was, but they were like one of the opening bands before Ski came out. And there was this guy with the shirt. He said security, but he wasn't security. He was a part of the mosh pit or whatever.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, bro, like, I don't know how y'all do it in your moshes, but this guy just started like open up the pit. So he's a big dude, like 6'3", like 200 pounds.
Big ass.
He just starts pushing everybody. Everybody, and then the circle gets big, right? So he starts running, and he uses people like a fucking like a WWE, the ring side. You know what I'm saying? Like the bungee cords and shit. He starts just jumping on them. Like, and then he gets up, and then he runs to the other side, jumps on them too, and then he made the pit so fucking big. At one of the points, bro, he fucking goes up to me and like, he fucking lands on me. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I was mad because I'm not here to fucking do that shit, you know?
You're not a mosher.
And then he's like, oh, I'm sorry, bro, I'm sorry. I was like, oh, you're good. But, like, it just caught me off guard because it was my first time, I think my second time going to a concert, but first time ever some guy just throwing himself at me, like, just to open up the pit. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? But he looked like he had a lot of fun, though. That's for sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. These motherfuckers be crowd killing this shit. They'll literally just go up and start hitting people.
Really?
Swear to God. Yeah, dude. I had a motherfucker, like, literally come up to me and hit me. I just laugh. I just laugh in his face. I'm like, yeah, you can have, that's as hard as you can hit.
What the fuck? And you don't get pissed? That doesn't make you upset?
Nah.
Someone just grabs you and just starts hitting you in the face.
I'm just like, is that what you got?
What
It's
the
like,
fuck?
when you gonna hit me? You gonna actually hit me?
Damn.
Like, you know?
That's crazy, bro.
Well, most dudes, bro, what's funny is, like, most of these motherfuckers out here don't know how to hit. Like, I swear to God, I don't know what it is. But
never
like,
been in a fight, probably.
Yeah, probably that. But even some of the fighters, bro, like, I see they don't know how to throw their power, like, on the end of their like, your homie, he knows how to fucking throw his power at the end of his punches. That's something that we have in common.
Really?
I think that's why he, like, respected, like, immediately he was like, bro, you're, like, one of the best guys I've seen, like, at least in the amateur scene. He's like, I haven't seen anybody be able to do, like, what you're doing right now. So, you know, for that reason, I feel like, I think he's got a good chance. I think I've got a good chance going hit the UFC.
No, yeah, he was telling me that's his goal. I'm not sure if he was telling me.
Yeah, he wants to be champion.
Yeah.
He wants to be, like, 155 champion.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go up there and fight some killers.
He says he's very dedicated, bro. Like, he
Yeah.
says that he's going to do whatever it takes. He says that in 5 years, he says himself entering the UFC, and in added 2 years to that, in 7 years, he's going to get a championship. I was like, damn, bro, that's crazy. Like,
I mean, he's only 21.
Yeah.
It's not hard to believe.
mm-hmm. So by the time he, like, gets champion, he's going to be 28. So
Yeah.
it's
And
pretty
if
young age.
you work hard for it, man, you can get it quick. You can get it quick. It's all about how you market yourself, really.
Definitely.
That's really what it's all about. I already got a game plan for, like, all that stuff too. Start working on sponsorships. That way I can, like, use the sponsorship deals to invest in myself and my training, so that way I can get better training, get more sponsorship deals, and actually go and start getting, like, legitimate reputation and money from my fights. Yeah. So that way everything becomes more worth it, and then, you know, I can.
Yeah, definitely. At least you're getting fucked up for some money, not just getting fucked up.
Yeah, I'm just getting fucked over just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Just for the fun.
Yeah.
Just for the fun. Just for the fun of going in there getting fucked up.
Well, right now you find it fun, but then eventually you're gonna be seeing, like, I'm pretty. Well, do you think your warrior state is ever gonna change? Where you're just like, damn, I'm doing this for fun because you know I know some fighters, they're like, I used to do it for fun and now I'm doing it for a paycheck, or they're just doing it because they want to, like, I guess, challenge themselves. How do you see yourself? What's your
I
game
think
plan?
it depends on the fighter.
Okay.
Personally, I think I'm always gonna have fun. I
Really?
don't think I'm gonna step into a cage like that and not have fun. Personally,
Mm.
like, even if I'm exhausted and fucking bleeding and sweaty and fucking fucked up, broken, you know, I'm gonna still be swinging for the fences. You know, trying to get this guy out of there at all costs, try and win at all costs, do whatever I gotta do to win. You know, because that's what matters, is getting that W. You know, making sure I got this big old fat zero next to my shit in the L column. I ain't trying to get no losses.
How hard is it to keep that zero in UFC?
Shit, man. I mean, Father Time gets us all.
Room for.
So, you know.
I mean, eventually, like, you're gonna get old, right? It's always the new guys that are the best ones. Like, on
the only guy who's ever gotten out of that shit is Khabib.
Really? Oh yeah, yeah.
He's the only guy to ever just skate off into the sunset.
Yeah.
You know, that's the goals right there, man. Going, do your work, murk everybody you gotta murk, create your whole legendary story in that, you know, organization, all that stuff. 'Cause that's the best organization. UFC's like,
yeah.
UFC's like, they're the cream of the crop. They're the guys. When you think MMA, most people don't even think MMA. They think UFC.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah,
you know
I mean-
mixed martial arts? No.
Like,
UFC?
I know UFC.
Oh, yeah, I know UFC. Yeah.
exactly. So, you know, just for that to be the case, that just tells you enough right there.
Mhm.
That's the place. If you're trying to do it, that's the place. And I think the goal is to, you know, I think the goal would be silly to be anything other than trying to become champion.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
That's the goal for all of us, is to try to become champion. And, you know, really it should be try to become multiple division champion to where you're like on some Conor McGregor, you know.
Yeah,
that
before
whole
he started
thing.
losing all those fights.
Yeah, before he started losing. all those fights.
Well, at some
when he
point,
was
he was
when
like
he was prime
yeah,
McGregor,
prime
and everybody
McGregor,
was
bro.
like, "Oh my
Scared of him.
God,
They
this
didn't wanna
guy's
pick a fight with him.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to fight him. He's double champion, literally champion in 2 different weight classes. That's what you want."
Definitely.
And I think eventually somebody's got to break the barrier and go for the 3 division champion. I think that's going to be the next step. I think whoever can achieve that will be the next best superstar.
Do you think so?
I think so. Even double champion, that's superstar status right there. But if you can 3 champion, no one's ever done that. Ever.
Really?
No one's ever done
Is it because like the weight classes are so far away from each other, like the amount of weight you have to stack? 'Cause
I think that's part of it, but the competition in the lighter weight classes is fucking brutal, man. Like the lighter, there's just so much more light guys. Like you look at all the light guys, there's so many more small, like 145 to 155, or 145 to like 170. In between there, there's so much competition. That's like the cream of the crop competition as far as like, those are the best guys, pound for pound.
Okay.
It's like that, those divisions. You know, heavyweight, they don't have that many skilled guys because there's not that many guys who are that big who are skilled. There's very few of them, you know. So whenever you watch an MMA fight for UFC, usually the guys are not that skilled at the heavyweight class. They're usually just knocking each other out. That's typically what happens.
Yeah, the
it's like
heavyweights.
whoever knocks each other out first type shit, you know.
That's what it always
It's- Yeah, that's typically heavyweight. That's usually what you're getting. Versus some of the lighter weight class, you're seeing way more technical skills going on. They're playing chess type shit versus fucking heavyweight. It's like, damn, you just gotta land one shot and you win. You know, that's really all you gotta do.
And then they eventually they get gassed out and they really can't do anything after that.
Yeah, or just the power. The power of the heavyweight is like getting hit by a freaking car. You know, you get hit by a car one time, you're not getting back up. You're good.
No.
You're done. You're like, I just got hit by a car, guys. I think I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't think
You
I
try to
can
walk
fight
straight,
anymore.
bro,
Yeah, you're like,
literally impossible.
where am I? Where's the leak, man?
Damn. That's crazy though. I mean, so McGregor used to be like the top tier, and then Khabib took over the spot, and then he just retired. McGregor's not even in the game anymore, is he? He kind of like after he broke his ankle.
I mean, he kind of is here. Like he keeps on making
Videos
kind
and
of
stuff.
gestures like he's going to come back, and he keeps posting shit on Twitter and doing all that stuff, but I don't know. Who knows? I think that he might come back for money, like for a money fight, or just a cool fight, like maybe a fight he finds interesting. But after what's happened has happened, I don't think he comes back.
Yeah.
I don't think he comes back. If he does come back, it will be crazy because everybody will be freaking out about it just because it's McGregor, and everybody either loves or hates McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
So it really depends on that.
If we were to come back, who do you think is gonna fight first? What do you think is his first fight? If he was like serious about it, not like some money grab type of
I
thing.
would like to see him at the level that he's at now. I like to see him versus like Michael Chandler.
Okay.
Like I think Michael Chandler would be good. I think Tony Ferguson would be good. I think Nate Diaz would be good. I think some of these guys who are like not exactly like the champion, but like right below that. Like let him fight somebody who's a little bit less, because this motherfucker's been having to fight Dustin Poirier. And Dustin Poirier is fucking savage.
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier is really good. He's right there with championship level guys. So I think maybe just give him like a notch below that, because he was doing good. McGregor was doing good before he broke his fucking leg.
Yeah.
You know, he would have been fine.
That was like a freak accident, right?
Yeah, he just-
did a kick, stepped back, and boom, it just completely disintegrated.
Well, the kick cracked it. When he
really?
threw the kick, that cracked the leg, and then when he put weight down on it, it snapped it. Yeah.
I remember I was in, I still remember that fight. I was in Bryan, Texas. We were bar hopping, me and my homeboy, and we were watching the fight, and they were putting it on the bar, and we saw him do that kick, step back, and I know we were like, what the fuck? And then when they did the replay, they showed how his leg, like just his ankle, just completely just went away. I was like, oh my! And everybody around the whole freaking restaurant, like, oh fuck, because it was scary, bro.
Bro, whenever we did Street Beefs, bro, there was a guy there, I'm pretty sure he broke his leg.
Why? How'd he do?
So you know how I was telling you about how I kicked your homie, kicked him, and then he used his knee. He brought his knee up.
Okay.
And so I kicked him in the knee on. That's how you block leg kicks. Like, so whenever a guy tries to kick you in the leg, instead of like just taking the kick, what you do is you try to raise, like instead of just taking the kick right here, you try to raise the knee. Boom, they hit the knee. Boom, the leg breaks, or it hurts like shit. Like usually your leg is like, oh my god, yeah, it hurt. It makes you not want to throw the kick anymore.
Oh shit.
So that's kind of like how you check. That's why it's called a check. It's because it's like, boom, you just got checked, and then you're like, oh god, I don't want to. He checked me. I don't want any more of that. Yeah. I mean, me being me, I was still throwing it because I'm a savage.
Okay.
I don't care. Like,
But
pain,
it still fucking hurts.
it still hurts. Yeah. But pain will definitely deter some people.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It was like the guy I was fighting, he didn't want to engage because I kept hurting him every time we engaged. So he's like, shit, I don't want to engage. Same exact thing. It's like you throw that leg kick, boom, get kicked in it. You're like, damn, I don't want to throw that leg kick ever again on this guy. In this rest of this fight, I'm not throwing that. But you have to. Like, if you don't throw that, like, you just got to choose it more wisely and hide it behind other things, That's the main thing. If you get checked, that just means you didn't hide the kick well enough. You got to set it up. There's
So
like
you
all
think
these setups.
your kick was flawed whenever he did it, or you?
Yeah, I think I just threw it there naked.
Okay.
Because I threw it other times and it landed on his inside of his leg.
Okay.
And
And then he started catching.
Yeah,
like,
and then he
basically
started.
You guys started
Yeah, I started
comfortable
throwing
with
it
each
too
other.
much, and we started adapting to each. Like that's like the whole thing with both of us is we started to slowly adapt to each other.
Okay.
And then like I would steal some of his moves and stuff and use his moves against him.
Okay.
And so then like I think that really interested him. I think he was like, who the hell is this guy? He's like, I need to train with this guy some more, So I think we're gonna make that more of a regular thing. I feel like it'll be good for both of us because I think he's good competition for me. Because I don't think there's a lot of he's 15-0 and shit, and he looked very competent, and he's Mr. Heart of 1,000 Spartans and all that, And I'm the same mentality. I'm like, bro, you gotta kill me. Like, you put me in that cage.
Yeah.
You put me in that cage, bro. You gotta kill me. That's the only way you get me out of here. You gotta knock me out, or you gotta choke me out. But I'm gonna fight, bro. I ain't giving up. That's for damn sure. I'm gonna fucking sit there and work like crazy, like a maniac, like a psychopath. Well, that's just how I am.
I'm glad that you guys that got you guys in contact, bro. It's funny how the world works, huh? You see me in the street doing a YouTube video,
right?
And then a week later, my girlfriend introduced me to her friend that's an MMA fighter. I'm like, I have someone that wants to fight, maybe because he told me his record was 15 and 7, right? 15 wins, 7 knockouts. I was like, well, if this guy's really what he says he's about, and he's training Jeet Kune Do. You were training Jeet Kune Do. Let me see if he wants to, I don't know, do something with it. And then you guys meet, and you guys are gonna be training partners now or sparring partners now.
He was telling me, he's like, bro, you're literally better than you go to all these MMA gyms around here in Dallas. He's like, bro, you kill any of these guys out here, like any of them.
And you've never fought anybody. You never just.
I've been in classes and stuff, bro. Let me be every class I've gone into, I was already murking people back then. Even whenever I was a kid, bro. When I first started kickboxing, when I was 15, they put me in the adult class.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they put me in the adult class, and I was just rocking people. Even the adults, I was rocking the adults. The adults were like, what the fuck and shit? Because I was the same height.
Okay.
I was a little bit skinnier, but I had boxing. I had already had a boxing background, so my hands were already boom, 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 hitting hard, and so they're like, what the fuck, and all that, and I think that transferred over, and also just that ability to just not give up. I'm very I just won't give up. You could fucking have the deepest choke on me to where I'm making the craziest noises, and I'm still gonna keep fighting. I'm
So you
still
pass out.
I black out before I tap out, dog. I black out before I tap out. I'll sit there and go to sleep before I tap out. It ain't gonna happen. I don't have any quit in me. There's no quit in me. There's never been any quit in me.
So now after you found your training partner and stuff like that. What's your next move? Do you want to still do amateur for a bit and then move to pro, or what's your game plan?
So right now,
what do you think?
the plan is, and he and I were kind of discussing this as well. Right now, I think I'm gonna continue to do amateur, you know, just to build some sponsorship deals. Like, I want to start to build kind of like a sponsor. Like, he's got sponsors and stuff as well, but I want to start building that so that way I can use the sponsors to pay for more training, so that way I can get better training and stuff. And there's actually a MMA gym that's actually linked to the UFC here in Dallas. It's called Fortis MMA. So I'm gonna use the sponsorship deals money for that I earn from my amateur fights to pay for new training, to where I could still go and take that training and that experience and put it in there, get more sponsorship deals until I actually, because Fortis is linked with the UFC. Actually, they have several UFC fighters who are in there. Wow. So just reputation-wise, just rep alone, if I go into that gym, if he goes into that gym, we're both planning on going there and doing the same exact plan. We're discussing it right now because we were trying to get a game plan. We're like, fuck, bro, how do we
get in that fucking shit? That's really good, bro.
So we're like, okay, so we get our sponsorship deals on the amateur level. We get that to where we're making enough money to where we don't have to worry about the funds. We can use the funds from the sponsorship deals to pay for our training. And then once we go in there, we can show those dudes like, what's up, pretty much. And like go in there, show our skills, show how good we actually are. Because I know we're both good enough to be pro level already. Like, we should already be fighting pro level. We're both in great shape. We both know how to fight. We both got warrior spirits and shit that we're like ready to die in there type shit. Which
just ready to get that contact.
Yeah, we're ready. Like, if there is anybody who's ready, like if there's anybody to put on a show for a fight that people are gonna want to watch, and people are gonna be like, holy shit, these guys are insane. You know, it's gonna be guys like he and I, because we're gonna go in the fire immediately. Like, there's not gonna be any, oh, what's gonna happen? No, it's gonna be goosh, 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 immediately, like, fighting. Like, holy fuck, holy shit, you know? Especially him, he's a little fucking scrapper. I'm more of a counter striker. I like to sit there and kind of measure my range out a little bit. He's just like, I'm going in, dog. So he's a savage. And but yeah, once we do go there, they've got direct links to the Contender Series. And if you go into the Contender Series, win a couple fights, you can get a UFC contract in there. So it's going to be a little bit of a road, but we've already got the game plan. The foundation's all laid out before us. All we got to do is just follow the game plan.
That's good, bro. That's really good that you guys know what the fuck to do now, because he says he's been doing it for 15 fights, and it's like, well, you do it for that long.
Yeah, like why? 15? You should be pro.
Yeah, you should have already found something to, like, you should have, for example, you should have already had more sponsors. You should have already had, like his fights. But I don't know why he's so, like, secretive with this stuff, because he doesn't show any of his fights. And I told him, are any of your fights, like, on footage or documented or anything like that? He's like, no, not really, man. I just fight and then I just keep it on my record, my amateur record. I'm like, but why? Like, it doesn't make any sense. He's like, he doesn't really have an answer for it. Either he does have an answer, he just doesn't want to say, or he just really doesn't have an answer for it. But he's like, well, I'm ready to go pro now. And I'm like, well, yeah, shit, who wouldn't want to go pro after 15 fights? You know
yeah. So I think that regardless of anything that did happen with him in his past or whatever, I think that now he's kind of just starting fresh. And I think he's going to go and do the same exact thing that I'm doing right now, to where he's going to go sign up at Street Beefs, build a reputation with them, start getting sponsorship deals, and, you know, doing that whole shit to, you know, just help to take care of us and stuff, because we definitely need to be taken care of for doing that stuff, you know, going there and putting on a crazy, insane fight, you know, especially the way that we're going to do it. Because most of these guys are afraid to get hit, or they don't know how to hit somebody else. We're not afraid to get hit, and we know how to hit everybody else. So it's like, it's going to be they're going to be damn good fights. I just hope I don't get matched up against them, frankly.
People,
you know.
What if it's him? That'd be funny. Like, you guys.
I think I'm a little too big. I don't think they'll match us up. I think I weigh too much. Like, he's like 170 right now. I think he's gonna cut down too. Yeah. So it'll be good for us. It'll be good for him too, especially if he's gonna have to be fucking rolling with me all the time. I'm gonna be over here breathing down his fucking neck.
Yeah.
Beating his ass all the time and shit. You know, he can be beating my ass all the time and shit. It's only gonna make us better. Like, that's how you get better, is just beating the shit out of each other, learning from the beatings. You know, it's really the only way to get better.
That's good, bro. It's really nice to hear that you guys are like more focused. Like, you guys have that. You guys have that tunnel vision of like what you guys want to do now. Like, okay, well, and you guys are taking each other like
by the hand, like, come on, bro, like, we got this, like, let's go do it together. I mean, eventually,
Definitely.
like, if for one of y'all doesn't work out, whatever, which hopefully it doesn't happen like that. I'm pretty sure we'll here and be like supportive of each other. Be like, yeah, well, let's keep it going. Like, just keep sparring, type of shit.
Yeah,
That camaraderie that you have in UFC, because you're like getting toe to toe with another man, and eventually, like,
It's your
you know,
brothers, man.
yeah,
It makes you develop respect. It takes a lot of fucking balls to sit and step into a cage with another man and get that door shut on you, knowing the only way out is through that guy who's in front of you. That's the only way out, is to go in there and finish that guy. That's some real shit.
definitely, bro. So,
That's
how many
some real
more
shit.
fights do you want to have with Street Beefs?
Maybe like 3-4 more fights. You know, I don't want to stay in there too long. I
Yeah.
think maybe get to around 5 fights ish. If I'm like 5-0, you know, I feel like that'd be good enough to go and hop over maybe to another amateur league, or maybe like a subsidiary league of like the UFC, like one of their like contender series, or maybe Ultimate Fighter type shit. You know, that type of stuff. Start looking into more of the entryway levels to get into those bigger organizations, whatever I can see. And I know Fortis MMA, they'll help with that as well whenever I do sign up with them, after I've got sponsorship deals and I've like got that side of it all taken care of and everything. I think it'll be just like, once I get that whole side of shit taken care of, I know that once I step into Fortis and I start showing off my skills and stuff, they're gonna immediately be like, oh, this guy, good dude. Like, this guy can go far.
Make a call to Dana White. And like, hey, we got someone.
We got a little savage over here, you know, like, better watch out. Like, better tell Adesanya, you better watch out, bro.
That'd be badass, bro. Imagine I see you like 5 years from now just talking getting interviewed by Dana White. You and Omar talking to Dana White. That'd be so crazy, dude. Like, I could actually see y'all in the UFC talk. Well, he doesn't seem like a shit talker, and you don't either. You seem pretty humble. But no, definitely, I see you in that ring.
I'm very matter of fact. I'm matter of fact. So like, if you put me in front, and they're asking me questions, I'm probably gonna fucking light this guy up. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm probably gonna light this.
So
guy
you are
up.
a shit talker, bro.
I'll shit talk if it's like, if it makes sense, you know, especially if they're like making themselves sound stupid.
Okay.
I'll just point it out. I'm just gonna be like,
you just lay out all the facts.
Yeah, I'm just
you're
like,
stupid. You lost like 5 fights before me.
yeah, I'm like, this dude, you hear this dude? Did anybody listen to what this guy said? I'm like, yeah, me neither. Yeah, just some shit like that.
Okay. That's funny, bro.
Yeah,
Some
just
psychological.
Yeah,
shit
just like
to get
trying
them riled
to
up.
make him big brother.
Yeah.
Big brother. I'm a big brother. That's what we do. You
Really?
know? Yeah, I'm a big brother. I'm the oldest sibling, so I'm just like, I know how to make
Pat him on the head.
made him
Calm
be
down,
like, yeah,
calm
it's
down.
okay. It's all right. No, like, I know that they fucking hate. That'll make them mad, and that's what you want. You want them to get mad and get emotional, because the more mad and emotional they aren't in control of their actions as much. They're reacting rather than acting consciously, you know? Because that's one of my biggest things, is you can say all this shit. I don't give a fuck, man. Like, I don't care. Like, I just genuinely, there's just something in me that's just like, I don't care. Like, no matter what people say, like, hints, like, people hit me, I'm like,
yeah. If you don't fucking mind getting hit in the face, bro, I really doubt words fucking even matter.
No, I'll just laugh it off. I'm just like, what is this? What?
I feel like you'll be known as a nonchalant UFC fighter. Like, nothing gets to you. Like, I don't care. Like, fuck you. At the end of the day, I'm gonna win regardless.
Yeah. It's like some George Masvidal type shit, Nate Diaz type shit. I'm just like, fuck these guys, man. I don't give a shit. Look at all these guys on steroids. I ain't on steroids.
Do you think they're gonna post your fight from the inside the cage on YouTube?
They probably will.
Okay.
It depends, because it has to go through the big YouTube channel, because right now it's on the small, like they have Street Beefs Dirty South, and then they have the other Street Beefs where it's like the big channel with the 3 million on there. It's like 2.77 million or something crazy, and that's the one where the good footage goes to, is through the big channel. But usually they clip it and edit it, and they throw their like stuff into it. So I'm sure it's going through an editorial process, and they got to break down each fight and see which fights they want to do.
Definitely.
But I feel like I probably put on enough of a show that they'll probably want to show it.
Yeah, hopefully, bro, because it seemed really good from outside of the ring.
Yeah.
So
I feel like inside is going to look even crazy, especially with me like landing those body kicks and shit. I bet that shit look cool as hell.
Like you see the pain in his face.
Yeah, like
slow-mo that shit.
Well, I was trying to make it like some anime shit, bro. I was trying to make it like, you know, like how Adesanya and all these other motherfuckers out here doing, like where it's like you see me move and it's like I'm in a video game type stuff where I'm like, oh.
You're on some Ultra Instinct.
Just like dodging him as he's coming in and then just hitting him at the same time, like dodging, hitting at the same time. Exactly, yeah, like some Ultra Instinct Goku type stuff.
Yeah.
You know, just like they try to hit me, I'm gone. I'm not even there anymore. You know, that whole thing. So that's the art right there. Hit and don't be hit.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, that is true.
I would rather not get hit.
Who would, bro?
Part of me does want to get hit, but
Really?
part of me does kind of. Like,
So you're pretty confident now? Like after you got into your first amateur fight, you're like, oh, well, this is a lot better than I expected, or how is your mentality now?
I thought it was going to be harder.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be harder. So, yeah, I definitely feel confident. I feel very confident going in. I feel like the next person who I fight is going to get it that much worse. I feel like it's going to be that much worse. I feel like I learned a lot. I feel like I saw where I was winning even more.
Okay.
And now I'm just going to build off that and just go in there and dominate even harder. My next goal is to, because I didn't finish him in the first round like I wanted to.
Yeah.
Next goal, I'm trying to finish this guy in the first round. Yeah. I want to get a first round finish. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to knock this guy out or submit him.
Submit him?
Yeah.
Is that your game plan?
Yeah.
Knock him out or submit him?
Knock him out or submit him. One of the two. First round finish is the goal, though.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
You said it was 3 minute fight. 3 minute.
Yeah, 3
okay.
minute rounds. Yeah, and I feel like, dude, I was looking back at the footage, man. I had so many times like finish that guy in the first round. I should have finished him.
Really?
Yeah, I definitely like looking back at it. I'm like, dang, man, that's a missed opportunity right there. I could have finished him right there. You know, so I definitely need to next time. I'm definitely gonna go all in from the jump. I feel like I was kind of holding back a little bit on that guy because I kind of felt bad for whatever reason. I could tell he was scared, so I was like,
he didn't really seem confident whenever he stepped into the ring. I don't know. It's just he seemed like more like at ease with the environment. He was kind of like he wasn't really there. I don't know. It just seemed like his he just wasn't like. I don't know. You just seem more natural. You seem like it was natural environment.
He seemed like a fucking deer in the headlights, and I was like over here, like I'm over like, I'm like, let's go, boy. You know what time it is. I'm like, I'm getting hot. I'm hyping myself up. I'm having fun. I'm having a blast. I'm like McGregor style. I'm like, yeah, I'm basking in this. I felt like a gladiator. I felt like a gladiator in there. I love it. I love the attention. And the crowd. Well, the crowd just cheering me on and stuff. It just felt really cool. It just made everything seem like that much more. Much more intense.
Definitely.
Yeah, it made all because I could feel like their intensity rising as like I was putting more pressure on him and hurting him more. So it's making me want to hurt him even more. I'm just like, damn, I gotta get this guy out of here, you know. But that kind of part of that kind of got to me because like I know when they were going crazy, some of those were the moments where I could have finished the fight if I was just a little bit calmer. So I had to slow myself down, and you could kind of see in the first round how hyped up and how crazy I'm going versus the second round I slow down and I'm just like, all right, let's go. And then I start really rocking him. I start really getting him and tagging him with I tagged him with every punch in that second round. Like every punch, every kick made it hit. Like everything connected. It was terrible. Like for him, I mean, his face was all messed up and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I even think I messed up my hand a little bit. My thumb's a little swollen still.
Do you put your hands in ice after you're done, or what do you do?
Shit, I probably should.
Yeah, you should do that, bro.
I don't.
You should do it. Like I heard dipping your hands in ice like really helps with the aches and pains and stuff like that. I don't know.
I don't really get like aches and pains, but yeah, my knuckles are definitely a little fucked up. Yeah, they're swollen, all messed up. This one especially.
Messed up. Yeah, your left hand looks pretty normal. Like I wouldn't really say it's fucked up. It looks like you don't really use that much, but your right hand is like.
It's because my right hand, I do those hooks with my right hand, and like I generate a lot of force with those hooks. That's how I was hurting that guy really bad. Was those hooks were just like it's like a whip.
Whiplash,
Yeah, it's like a whip. It was the way that it like hits. It doesn't hit like a direct like bam. It's more like a, and then all of a sudden your head gets like smacked. It's like the turning of the head. That's what really gets like motherfuckers like dizzy and discombobulated and stuff. Versus just getting hit straight on. You're just like, ow, shit. Versus boom, you're like.
It's your fucking brain.
Your brain starts jiggling around inside. You're like, where am I? And you're like looking around like, what the hell?
Did you see that? Like whenever you hit him,
He probably saw like 3 of me.
Did you like see his eyes kind of get like cross-eyed?
Yeah, dude. He looked hurt.
Oh,
he did
shit.
not look good.
Really?
He was looking hurt. He was looking
fuck.
real hurt. Like I hit him. I backed him against the fence. And I hit him with like this uppercut.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that uppercut, like I swear, guy, I saw his soul leave his body. It looked like he looked so hurt. He was like, ugh. And then he started backing up, and then I'm just like, as he's like holding his hands, I'm like grabbing his hands, and hitting him like behind his hands, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It was just fucked. He was fucked, man. It was bad. It was bad.
Okay.
I felt bad for him because he's a tough guy. He's a tough warrior.
Well, I mean, he stepped into the ring with you, and he didn't give up. I mean,
Exactly.
his
Exactly.
team threw in the title, so.
Yeah. That says a lot about him as a person,
Yeah.
you know. So big.
He probably also went in with the warrior mentality. Like, I'm not gonna give up until I give up. But his team saw he was getting too fucked up, threw in the towel to make sure he's not, hurt after the fight.
Completely destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, respect on how tough he is. Because I don't think most guys would have been able to handle that. Like, frankly, get hit that hard. Like I was hitting him hard, man. Like he was getting messed up. Like I'm like, dude, how many more times I gotta hit you before you just stop? But he just kept coming. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep giving it to you. It's just how it is. It's how it's gotta be. When you step into a cage like that, it's the agreement we come to.
Yeah. Okay, bro. Well, I don't really have that much time left. My thing's about to die. Do you want to do any closing statements? Anything you want to promote? Anything you want to do? Shout outs to anybody?
I would say just follow me on Instagram, Anthony Munarriz. Go follow Earthgazer Texas on Instagram. Check out some music. That's my whole side project.
Oh yeah, tell them about
stuff.
that. We didn't even talk about that.
So, I've been in that band for like 2 months. It's been good. It's been really nice. It's the first band I've ever been in, like, as the vocalist. I've been in other bands as, like, the guitar guy.
Okay.
This is the first band I've been in as, like, a front man. So it's nice. It's very cool. And my guitarist and stuff is a really good guy. So it's just been very wholesome, nice, and just super easy to get everything done and get to experiment with singing and screaming and doing all this stuff. And just kind of, like, pushing myself in other ways, pushing myself in more, like, not that martial arts isn't artistic, obviously it's martial arts. It's an art for a reason, but just
more creative.
Just my layers, the layers of who I am,
peeling back an onion type of thing.
Yeah, peeling back the onion. You got my whole warrior, masculine, MMA side, that whole thing. You've got my, like, more musical, creative, more vulnerable side where I, like, show a little bit more of, like, who I am with some of, like, the things that I've had in my life and stuff, and some of the lyrics that I talk about, and some of the things I express. And then, that's pretty much it.
That's it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you got that. And, I don't really feel like there's that much more to me. It's just music. I mean, it's just life. I'm just human like everybody else.
Like
got the stuff that I'm into. I like to fight. I like to scream. I like to sing. I like to listen to heavy metal music and all that stuff. I like going mosh pits, get beat up.
Get fucked up.
Get beat up other people a little bit, A little bit of mutual beating going on. It's good. It's a good time. Whoa.
Yeah. So for the people that don't know, what's your name again?
Anthony.
Anthony what?
Anthony Munarriz.
Okay. Watch out for Anthony Munarriz. So your 5-year plan, you hope to be in the UFC in 5 years, right? Mm-hmm. So you guys seen
I wouldn't be surprised, motherfucker.
It's what's the date today? October 28th, 2022. And you met Anthony, what's your last name?
Munarriz.
Munarriz.
Shout out Nate Diaz.
Yeah, the fighter. Okay, well, thank you guys.